It's me.
Okay, so we are live with the weekly Wheel of Shakespeare challenge, and as I mentioned, my idea is actually I was a tentative idea last weekend, and then it was Paul that helped us out with it. He provided us a link. Let me show it over here. A link to an article he found with Shakespeare's top 5 spookiest ghosts. You know, the fact that our weekly live stream happens to fall on Halloween, if we could give it a ghostly theme or something, I thought that would be cool. And Paul found just the right article, in my opinion, to help us out with that. And my thoughts, if anyone has any objection, we can do it differently. But my thoughts are maybe we can start before we'll do the usual spinning of the wheel. But before we start that, and there's actually it's perfect. There's 5 of us, and there's 5 of those. We could what we would do is we'd spin to see who does each of the ghost monologues that are on in that article. And you know, the one, however, it works perfect. We got 5 people. That's the most we've ever had. All 5 of us at one time. There's more than 5 ghosts that haunt Richard III before the Battle of Bosworth, and but if we doubled up, why don't we? I'm thinking, why don't we all be on screen at the same time? This is right, you know, Richard goes to sleep, and I'll just assign. I'll assign the roles.
Okay.
Yeah, everyone got who they are.
Yeah, I know who I am. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll start it off as Prince Edward. So Richmond and Richard have both gone to sleep. Enter Ghost Prince Edward. Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. Think how thou stabbedst me in my prime of youth at Tewkesbury. Despair, therefore, and die. Be cheerful, Richmond, for the wronged souls of butchered princes fight in thy behalf. King Henry's issue, Richmond, comforts thee. Enter Ghost of King Henry VI.
When I was mortal, my anointed body by thee was punched full of deadly holes. Think on the tower and me. Despair and die. Harry VI bids thee despair and die. Virtuous and holy be thou, conqueror. Harry, that prophesied thou shouldst be king, doth comfort thee in thy sleep. Live and flourish.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. I that was washed to death with fulsome wine, poor Clarence, by thy guile betrayed to death. Tomorrow in the battle think on me, and fall thy edgeless sword. Despair and die. Thou, offspring of the house of Lancaster, the wronged heirs of York do pray for thee. Good angels, guard thy battle. Live and flourish.
Let me sit heavy on thy soul tomorrow. Rivers that died at Pomfret, despair and die.
Think upon Grey, and let thy soul despair.
Think upon Vaughan, and guilty fear, let fall thy lance. Despair and die. All the awake,
awake, and think our wrongs in Richard's bosom will conquer him. Awake and win the day.
Bloody and guiltily awake. and in a bloody battle end thy days. Think on Lord Hastings, despair and die. Quiet, untroubled soul, awake, awake, and arm, fight, and conquer for fair England's sake.
Two young princes.
Dream on, thy cousins smothered in the tower. Let us be led within thy bosom, Richard, and weigh thee down to ruin, shame, and death. Thy nephew's soul bid thee despair and die. Sleep, Richmond, sleep in peace and wake
in
joy.
Good
Angels, guard thee from the boar's annoy. Live and beget a happy race
of
kings. Edward's unhappy sons do bid thee flourish.
Richard, thy wife, that wretched Anne, thy wife, that never slept a quiet hour with thee, now fills thy sleep with perturbations. Tomorrow in the battle, think on me, and fall thy edgeless soul, despair and die. Thou, quiet soul, sleep thou a quiet sleep, dream of success and happy victory. Thy adversary's wife doth pray for thee.
The last was I that helped thee to the crown. The last was I that felt thy tyranny. Oh, in the battle, think on Buckingham and die in terror of thy guiltiness. Dream on of bloody deeds and death, fainting, despair, despairing, yield thy breath. I died for hope, ere I could lend thee aid, but cheer my heart, and be thou not dismayed. God and good angel fight on Richmond's side, and Richard falls in height for all his pride.
Okay, great, everybody. I realized one mistake I made in casting is when I said Edward, I was thinking that's the wrong Prince Edward. It was Henry VI's son. And I was thinking that the first of the two little boys that were murdered in the tower had already been cast. And so the person that was doing the second prince started.
Sorry, my
I guess you're expecting me to be the second prince.
My addition, no, actually my addition is different. It switched two of the characters.
Okay. Notice the other thing, and I forgot to do this at the start. I realized StreamYard lets me put these banners. That's why it's cool. Somebody joins our stream in the middle and they wonder what the heck's going on. I let them know. Here's what we're performing right now. And if you joined us in the middle, here's where you came in. This is what we're doing. So I'll hide that, and then I'll get in the habit of making that, of just type it up real quickly. Before we start each one, so that people that join in the middle know what they're seeing. So that's great. We of the 5 spookiest ghosts that were on that list that Paul sent us, one of that group, one of them was a group, so that leaves 4. And with 5 of us, that means one of us will be left out. And I guess that one person will do a regular monologue from the wheel. But how I'm thinking we'll do it now is the remaining 4. We'll just, I'm looking at the article 54321. There starts with the ghost of Julius Caesar, then the fortune-telling spirit in Henry VI Part 2. What we'll do is we'll just do each one, and then we will spin the names for see which one of the players is going to do each one of those ghosts. So let's see. Screen share, the wheel and the screen again. Okay, so we're spinning to see who's going to perform the ghost of Julius Caesar in Act 4, haunting Brutus. So that one will be performed by... Okay, so Bill will be the ghost of Julius Caesar. So let's find that scene. It says Act 4 in Julius Caesar.
Scene 3, maybe?
Yeah, it's probably. Let's.
I think it begins, thy evil spirit Brutus, maybe.
Something like that. Some gods.
We found it. I'll make you front and center for this.
I'm scrolling down so far. I don't see the ghost. I've gone quite a ways.
Yeah, I'm looking too to make sure we got the right scene.
All right, I've got Enter the Ghost of Caesar. Okay.
Okay, great. So we'll go ahead, put you in. Okay, so Bill, whenever you're ready, go for it.
But what I'm seeing is a dialogue with Brutus.
Okay, I was thinking it was a monologue. I guess I better cast somebody else to be. Okay, so let's. I'm not as familiar with that play. It's not one of my.
Do you have the ghost of Hamlet's father on your list?
Yeah, I do. I do have that one.
Can I volunteer to do it? The reason why I'm saying that is because I did play the ghost in an abbreviated version of Hamlet, and I've got the speech memorized, and it is an abbreviated version of the speech, and I really enjoyed it.
I played that role before on stage, and it was a lot of fun. Let's see. So yes, since I was unaware that it was a dialogue, Brutus and Caesar, I'll need to spin again for who's going to play, who's going to do that, who's going to do Brutus.
Short little scene, by the way, but go ahead.
Elizabeth.
Okay.
Okay, Elizabeth, have you found the scene so I can put just you and Bill in?
Okay. Brutus. Where does it start with enter the ghost?
Let's see. Bill had found it. I was still looking.
It's quite a ways through the scene.
It is Act 4, Scene 3?
Yes.
Yeah, I've got the scene. Okay. Okay, got it.
Oh, I see. It's toward the very end. How ill this taper burns. Okay, so you got it. So I'll take myself out of the stream. You two can, and so Caesar can, or so Bill is Caesar, Elizabeth is Brutus. So whenever you're ready,
Okay.
go ahead.
How ill this taper burns. Who comes here? I think it is the weakness of mine eyes that shapes this monstrous apparition. It comes upon me. Art thou anything? Art thou some god, some angel, or some devil that makest my blood cold and my hair to stare? Speak to me what thou art.
Thy evil spirit, Brutus.
Why comest thou?
To tell thee thou shalt see me at Philippi.
Well, then I shall see thee again.
Aye, at Philippi.
Why, I will see thee at Philippi then. Now I have taken heart, thou vanishest. Ill spirit, I would hold more talk with thee. Boy, Lucius, Varro, Claudius, sirs, awake, Claudius. I guess that's it for the ghost.
Yep.
Okay, that was a short scene. Yeah, that's all of us here. Okay, so that's
Are you planning on doing the witches, Mark?
what's
'Cause
that?
they're spirits. They
Uh-huh.
disappear.
They're
Yeah,
so intermittent, though.
Yeah, intermittent. Let's see. So the fortune-telling spirit in Henry VI, Part 2. So I removed the two people that have already gone. We'll spin for who's going to do that. That one. So it looks like that one's me. Okay. So go ahead.
Okay. Patience, good lady. Wizards know their times. Deep night, dark night, the silent of the night, the time of night when Troy was set on fire, the time when screech owls cry and ban dogs howl and spirits walk and ghosts break up their graves, that time best fits the work we have in hand. Madam, sit you and fear not. Whom we raise, we will make fast within a hallowed verge.
Adsum.
Osmoth, by the eternal God, whose name and power thou tremblest at, answer that I shall ask, for till thou speak, thou shalt not pass from hence.
Ask what thou wilt, that I had said and done.
First of the king, what shall become of him?
The Duke yet lives, that Henry shall depose, but him outlive and die a violent death.
What fates await the Duke of Suffolk?
By water he shall die, and take his end.
What shall befall the Duke of Somerset?
Let him shun castles. Safer shall he be upon the sandy plains than where castles mounted stand. Have done, for more I hardly can endure.
Descend to darkness and the burning lake, false fiend, avoid!
Thunder and lightning, exit spirit. Okay.
Fly off there.
Okay. So it looks like, let's see, the next spirit in our list, and Paul's the only one who hasn't gone. So, well, you know, actually, the other one is Ghost of Banquo, who doesn't speak. So that, I guess that leaves. Yeah, I know both Bill and myself both wanted it, but Paul's the only one that didn't get spun. So there's the randomness to it. So that leaves Paul to do Ghost of Hamlet's father.
Okay.
Act 1. So I think you, and it's your choice. You can either just kind of a lot of the stuff where Hamlet does say some things as cues, or you can just ignore that, or if you'd like me to feed you those cues, it's up to you.
Yeah, I'd like to do it with Hamlet.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and feed you the cues. So
let me get there. Let's see. Okay. All right. Let me get the atmosphere here.
Okay.
That's great.
All right.
Let me find it.
Does it start with "Whither wilt thou lead me"?
That sounds about right. I'll
Scene 5.
Actually, the top of scene 5. Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further. Okay, yeah. So let's go ahead and do that one then. No, heck, what? Okay. Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to revenge when thou shalt hear.
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house, I could a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow up thy soul, freeze thy young blood, make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end, like quills upon the fearful porpentine. But this eternal blazon must not be to ears of flesh and blood. List, list, oh list. If thou didst ever thy dear father love,
Oh God.
revenge his foul and most unnatural murder.
Murder.
Murder most foul, as in the best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to note that I, with wings as swift as meditation or the thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt, and duller shouldst thou be than the fat weed that roots itself in ease on Lethe wharf. Wouldst thou not stir in this? Now, Hamlet, hear. This given out that, sleeping in my orchard, a serpent stung me, so the whole air of Denmark is by forged process of my death rankly abused. But know thou, noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul. My uncle.
Ay, that incestuous, that adulterate beast, with witchcraft of his wits, with traitorous gifts, oh, wicked wit and gifts that have the power so to seduce. One to his shameful lust, the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. Oh, Hamlet, what a falling off was there from me whose love was of that dignity that it went hand in hand, even with the vow I made to her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor to those of mine. But virtue, as it never will be moved, though lewdness courted in a shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant angel linked, will sate itself in a celestial bed and prey on garbage. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me be, sleeping within my orchard, my custom always in the afternoon. Upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, with juice of cursed Hebona, in a vial, and in the pouches of my ears did pour the leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with blood of man that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body. With a sudden vigor it doth posset and curd, like eager droppings into milk, the thin and wholesome blood. So did it mine, and I most instant tetter barked about, most laser-like, with vile and loathsome crust, all my smooth body. Thus was I, sleeping by a brother's hand, of life, of crown, of queen at once dispatched, cut off even in the blossoms of my sin, unhouselled, disappointed, unannaled, no reckoning made, but sent to my account with all my imperfections on my head. A horrible, horrible, most horrible. If thou hast nature in thee, bear it not. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursues this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven, and to those thorns that in her bosom lodge, to prick and sting her. Fare thee well at once. The glowworm shows the matin to be near, and begins to pale his uneffectual fire. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Remember me.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that's part of the randomness of the wheel. Both Bill and myself wanted that one because we like that. Randomness of the wheel. Paul was the one that hadn't been spun yet when we got to that last one. So
very good, very good.
I wanted it too.
You did an excellent job with it. So anyway, let's. I thought so. We started with our. We had some bumps in the road, looking for some stuff that's harder to find because we with a theme. And apologize to viewers. I hope we didn't lose any viewers with that slowing us down. I think we're more in the swing of things now, and we can. Things will go better. We'll go back to the wheel as we're used to. So we'll now. There we go. So now we'll spin to see who goes next with just the regular wheel, not necessarily the ghost one. So then our next performer will be Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, you like the gender neutral wheel, right?
Sure. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, spinning for Elizabeth.
Oh.
Okay, Elizabeth's got this dagger I see before me.
Okay.
Awesome.
In keeping with the theme.
Yeah. We think we planned it that way, but
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, let me find it.
So whenever you're ready, take it away with is this a dagger monologue?
Okay. Is this a dagger which I see before me? The handle toward my hand, come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, yet I see thee still. Art thou not, fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind, a false creation, proceeding from the heat oppressed brain? I see thee yet, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshallest me the way that I was going, and such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made the fools of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dungeon gouts of blood, which was not so before. 'Tis a bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now over the one half world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtain's sleep. Witchcraft celebrates pale Hecate's offerings, and withered murder alarmed by a sentinel, the wolf, whose howls his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and firm-set earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk for fear. Thy very stones prate of my whereabout, and take the present horror from the time, which now suits with it. Whiles I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold breath gives. I go, and it is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Very appropriate for Halloween.
Okay.
Yeah, so creepy. I've never said that speech before. It's interesting when you're doing a total cold reading. I've directed it, I've taught it, but I've never actually said the words out loud. It's really interesting.
Okay. So back to the wheel. So the 4 remaining people. The next turn will be okay, so Bill's going next. And you like to skip, correct? Bill, the male wheel or gender neutral?
Male, please.
Okay. Spinning for Bill.
Oh, really?
Okay, Friends. Nobody's done that one yet, so that's great. Friends, Countrymen.
3, 2.
Act 3, Scene 2.
It's pretty long. You want me to do the whole thing?
Sure.
All right. Act 3, Scene 2.
Whenever you're ready.
Okay. Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. The evil that men do lives after them. The good is oft interred with their bones. So let it be with Caesar. The noble Brutus hath told you Caesar was ambitious. If it were so, it was a grievous fault, and grievously hath Caesar answered it. Here, under leave of Brutus and the rest, for Brutus is an honorable man, come I to speak in Caesar's funeral. He was a friend to me, faithful and just to me. But Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. He hath brought many captives home to Rome, whose ransoms did the general coffers fill. Did this in Caesar seem ambitious? When that the poor have cried, Caesar hath wept. Ambition should be made of sterner stuff. Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and Brutus is an honorable man. You all did see that on the Lupercal I thrice presented him a kingly crown, which he did thrice refuse. Was this ambition? Yet Brutus says he was ambitious, and sure, he is an honorable man. I speak not to disprove what Brutus spoke, but here I am to speak what I do know. You all did love him once, not without cause. What cause withholds you then to mourn for him? Oh, judgment, thou art fled to brutish beasts, and men have lost their reason. Bear with me. My heart is in the coffin there with Caesar, and I must pause till it come back to me. Okay.
Hey. Awesome.
Speaking of Julius Caesar, there's a brilliant production that you can stream this weekend, the Donmar Warehouse trilogy. Unbelievable.
Oh, that's good to know.
Fantastic.
Donmar? What's Donmar? Is it one word?
It Donmar. I sent it in our email.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I received that. Thank you, Elizabeth.
It's an all-female company, and they do The Tempest, Henry IV Part 1, and Julius Caesar. Incredible.
Okay. I'll check your email when we're done. Okay. So myself, Paul, and Maggie have yet to go.
It's funny how everything's been spooky that's come up. I mean, the death scene and...
Okay, so Paul. Paul, which wheel?
I'll try the let's do the male.
Okay.
I'm not that adventurous today.
Okay, Iago, I hate the Moor. That's at the very end of Act 1, Scene 3. I hate the Moor monologue. Thus do I ever make it. So whenever you're ready.
Okay. I hate the Moor. My cause is hearted. Thine hath no less reason. Let us be conjunctive in our revenge against him. If thou canst cuckold him, thou dost thyself a pleasure, me a sport. There are many events in the womb of time which will be delivered. Traverse, go, provide thy money. We will have more of this tomorrow. Adieu.
That
I think that I hate the Moor.
Iago says I hate the Moor more than once. I think you found a different. That was a different one from the one that I.
He says it twice in the play. Sorry about that.
Yeah, well, it's fine. That just gave us some variety. So when somebody else spins that one, it won't. Someday it won't be exactly the same as what we've already seen. So
it's not very long. I can read the second one. It's not very long either.
Oh, did you find that one? Did you?
Yeah, I've got it too.
Okay. Yeah, I don't want to deprive you of the chance to do the long.
Okay.
So go ahead.
All right. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse, for I mine own gained knowledge such profane. If I would time expend with such a snipe, but for my sport and profit, I hate the Moor, and it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets has done my office. I know not if it be true, but I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety he holds me well. the better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man. Let me see now. To get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery, how? Let's see. After some time to abuse Othello's ear, that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth dispose to be suspected, framed to make women false. The Moor is a free and open nature that thinks men honest, and but seems to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light.
Hey.
I've never read that before.
All right, so now it's just myself and Maggie are still on the wheel. Next one to go will be looks like I'm last this round. Okay, so Maggie, which wheel?
Let me do, I'm going to stay with females because I'm not familiar enough with their speeches.
Okay, spinning for. There we go.
I love that sound effect. It's like I'm in a.
Okay, Cordelia, unhappy that I am. So that in the first scene of, okay, good. So let me take this.
It's pretty short, right?
I think so.
Okay, because I just asked for the speech. All right, here we go.
Hold on.
Oh, tell me when to go.
Go ahead, whenever you're ready.
Unhappy that I am, I cannot heave my heart into my mouth. I love your majesty according to my bond, no more nor less. Good my lord, you have begot me, bred me, loved me. I return those duties back as are right fit, obey you, love you, and most honor you. Why have my sisters husbands if they say they love you all? Happily, when I shall wed, that lord whose hand must take my plight shall carry half my love with him, half my care and duty. Sure, I shall never marry like my sisters, to love my father all. That's it in mine. Poor Cordelia.
Okay, great. So that leaves me, and it looks like everybody seems to be wanting to stick to their gender this time, so I'll do the same. So, spinning for myself, I will be doing. I think another spin again.
Or not.
Oh, yeah. I don't mind doing. Yeah, I said that's the rule. If you spin one that somebody else has spun, you can either ask to spin again, or you can just say, "Yeah, I'll do my own take on the same one." So I'll do that. Iago is such a great role. I certainly don't mind going with that again. So. Okay. Thus do I ever make my fool my purse. For I mine own gain knowledge should profane, if I would time expend with such a snipe. But for my sport and profit, I hate the more, and it is thought abroad that twixt my sheets is done my office. I know not if it be true, but I, for mere suspicion in that kind, will do as if for surety. He holds me well, the better shall my purpose work on him. Cassio's a proper man, let me see now, to get his place and to plume up my will in double knavery. How? Let's see. After some time, to abuse Othello's ear that he is too familiar with his wife. He hath a person and a smooth disposed to be suspected, framed to make a woman false. The more is of a free and open nature that thinks men honest, that but seem to be so, and will as tenderly be led by the nose as asses are. I have't. It is engendered. Hell and night must bring this monstrous birth to the world's light. Okay.
It's fun.
So we've done this. Now, I understand if some people don't have time because we added the Halloween thing at the beginning, but if you have time, stick around. We can spin the two-person scene wheels as well. But everyone's cool with doing that as well?
It's the middle of the day for us.
Yeah, I think everyone, I mean, it's weird. I opened this up literally to the whole world, and I reached out to people in the UK even, but I literally got our regulars are all in California. So we're all in the same time zone, even though it didn't have to be that way. Okay, so let's switch to back to the players. The random, and with all five of this time, I'm thinking we can do 2 scenes, and then a third scene where it would be the last person that didn't get spun the first time, and then one person will end up going twice to join the third scene. So the first scene will be with. Okay, Maggie and okay, so myself and Maggie will do the first scene. So let's get open the one male, one female wheel. Okay, so myself and Maggie will be performing. Oh, we keep getting that. So Macbeth and Lady Macbeth.
God, it's Kismet.
What's that?
I said it's Kismet.
Yeah.
The Halloween spirit for work.
Let's see where the logical place to start is here. Okay, it looks like the very beginning. So the servant comes in at the beginning. You send the servant away. Madam, I will exits, and then you can start us off with knots had, all spent. You found the scene. Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. Like I can create the banner. There we go. So people that come in know what we're doing. Okay, so whenever you're ready, Maggie, start us off.
Okay. Knots had, all spent, where our desire is got without content. 'Tis safer to be that which we destroy than by destruction dwell in doubtful joy. How now, my lord? Why do you keep alone? Of sorriest fancies your companions making, using those thoughts which should indeed have died, with them they think on. Things without all remedy should be without regard. What's done is done.
You've scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor malice remains in danger of her former tooth. But let the frame of things disjoint, both the worlds suffer, ere we will eat our meal in fear and sleep in the affliction of these terrible dreams that shake us nightly. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Duncan is in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst. Nor steel, nor poison, malice, domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, sleek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so I pray be you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must have our honors in these flattering streams, and make our faces visards to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou know'st that Banquo and his fleance lives.
But in them nature's copies not etern.
There's comfort yet. They are assailable. Then be thou jocund, ere that bat hath flown his cloistered flight, ere to black Hecate summons the shard-born beetle, with his drowsy hums, hath rung night's yawning peal. There shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, stealing night, scarf up thy tender eye of pitful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hand cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Light thickens, and the crow makes wing to the rocky wood. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black agents to their praise do rouse. Now marvel'st at my words, but hold thee still. Things bad begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me. Okay. So our next two performers will be we'll take out the two that already went, that performed together. Actually, with three left, well, let's spin to see who we take out. So that way you don't have to spin twice. Okay, so we eliminate, Elizabeth will go last with one person that will go. So Paul and Bill will do this one. So Paul and Bill, I'll get the two males scene. So Paul and Bill will perform Falstaff and Ford in Merry Wives of Windsor, Act 2, Scene 2. Either of you have a preference? I know Falstaff is such a popular character.
I'd like to do Falstaff.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to contest him for that with the wheel, or just let him have it?
No, okay. Absolutely welcome to do Falstaff. This is one of the plays I don't know as well as the others.
Okay, so
and that's two, right?
Act 2, Scene 2. I think it's toward the end of the scene. Let me see if I can help you find it before I take myself out of the stream.
Okay. You know, what's the line start with? Because I can look it up very easily that way.
Give me a second. I'm scrolling down to find it. Okay, it looks like so re-enter Bardoff, and Bardoff doesn't have any lines before he exits, with Ford disguise, and Ford starts with "Bless you, sir." So it starts with Ford, which will be Paul saying "Bless you, sir." So actually,
Paul was going to be Falstaff.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Yeah, I'm sorry. Bill is Ford. So give me.
Okay, let's see. I'm going to have to do something else.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
What was Ford's first words?
Starts with "Bless you, sir." It says re-enter Bardoff with Ford, and Ford is in disguise for this scene. I think he's disguised because he doesn't want Falstaff to know that he knows that Falstaff is fooling around with his wife.
Okay, got it.
Enter Bardoff with Ford disguised as Brooke. That one.
Bless you, sir.
And you, sir, would you speak with me?
I make bold to press with so little preparation upon you.
You're welcome. What's your will? Give us leave, drawer.
Sir, I am a gentleman that have spent much. My name is Brooke.
Good Master Brooke, I desire more acquaintance of you.
Good Sir John, I sue for yours. Not to charge you, for I must let you understand I think myself in better plight for a lender than you are. The which hath something emboldened me to this unseasoned intrusion. For they say, if money go before, all ways do lie open.
Well, money is a good soldier, sir, and will on.
Troth, then, I have a bag of money here troubles me, if you will help me bear it. Sir John, take all or half for easing me of the carriage.
Sir, I know not how I may deserve to be your porter.
I will tell you, sir, if you will give me the hearing.
Speak, good Master Brooke. I shall be glad to be your servant.
Sir, I hear you are a scholar. I will be brief with you, and you have been a man long known to me, though I had never so good means as desire to make myself acquainted with you. I shall discover a thing to you, wherein I must very much lay open mine own imperfection. But, good Sir John, as you have one eye upon my follies, as you hear them unfolded, turn another into the register of your own, that I may pass with a reproof the easier, sith you yourself know how easy it is to be such an offender.
Very well, sir. Proceed.
There is a gentlewoman in this town. Her husband's name is Ford.
Well, sir.
I have long loved her, and I protest to you, bestowed much on her, followed her with a doting observance, engrossed opportunities to meet her, feed every slight occasion that could but niggardly give me sight of her. Not only bought many presents to give her, but have given largely to many to know what she would have given. Briefly, I have pursued her as love hath pursued me, which hath been on the wing of all occasions. But whatsoever I have merited, either in my mind or in my meed, I am sure, I have received none, unless experience be a jewel that I have purchased at an infinite rate, and that hath taught me to say this, Love like a shadow flies when substance love pursues, pursuing that flies, and flying what pursues.
Have you received no promise of satisfaction at her hands?
Never.
Have you importuned her to such a purpose?
Never.
Of what quality was your love then?
Like a fair house built on another man's ground, so that I have lost my edifice by mistaking the place where I erected it.
To what purpose have you unfolded this to me?
When I have told you that, I have told you all. Some say that though she appear honest to me, yet in other places she enlarges her mirth so far that there is shrewd construction made of her. Now, Sir John, here is the heart of my purpose. You are a gentleman of excellent breeding, admirable discourse, of great admittance, authentic in your place and person, generally allowed for your many warlike, courtlike, and learned preparations.
Oh, sir.
Believe it, for you know it. There is money. Spend it. Spend it. Spend more. Spend all I have. Only give me so much of your time in exchange of it as to lay an amiable siege to the honesty of this Ford's wife. Use your art of wooing. Win her to consent to you. If any man may, you may as soon as any.
Would it apply well to the vehemence of your affection that I should win what you would enjoy? Methinks you prescribe to yourself very preposterously.
Oh, understand my drift. She dwells so securely on the excellency of her honor that the folly of my soul dares not present itself. She is too bright to be looked against. Now, I could come to her with any detection in my hand, my desires had instance and argument to commend themselves. I could drive her then from the ward of her purity, her reputation, her marriage vow, and 1,000 other her defenses, which now are too strongly embattled against me. What say you to Sir John?
Master Brooke, I will first make bold with your money. Next, give me your hand. And last, as I am a gentleman, you shall, if you will, enjoy Ford's wife.
Oh, good sir.
I say you shall.
Want no money, Sir John. You shall want none.
Want no mistress, Ford, Master Brooke. You shall want more. I shall be with her, I may tell you, by her own appointment, even as you came in to me. Her assistant or go-between parted from me. I say I shall be with her between 10 and 11. For at that time the jealous, rascally knave, her husband, will be forth. Come you to me at night. You shall know how I speed.
I am blessed in your acquaintance. Do you know Ford, sir?
Hang him, poor cuckoldy knave. I know him not, yet I wrong him to call him poor. They say the jealous wittly knave hath masses of money. For the which his wife seems to me well favored. I will use her as the key of the cuckoldy rogue's coffer, and there's my harvest home.
I would you knew Ford, sir, that you might avoid him if you saw him.
Oh, hang him, mechanical salt butter rogue. I will stare him out of his wits. I will awe him with my cudgel. It shall hang like a meteor o'er the cuckold's horns. Master Brooke, thou shalt know I will predominate over the peasant, and thou shalt lie with his wife. Come to me soon at night. Ford's a knave, and I will aggravate his style. Thou, Master Brooke, shall know him for knave and cuckold. Come to me soon at night.
What a damn Epicurean rascal is this. My heart is ready to crack with impatience. Who says this is improvident jealousy? My wife hath sent to him, the hour is fixed, the match is made. Would any man have thought this? See the hell of having a false woman. My bed shall be abused, my coffers ransacked, my reputation gnawn at, and I shall not only receive this villainous wrong, but stand under the adoption of abominable terms, and by him that does me this wrong. Terms, names, Manon sounds, well, Lucifer, well, Barbizon, well, yet they are devil's additions, the names of fiends, but cuckold, whittle, cuckold, the devil himself hath not such a name. Page is an ass, a secure ass. He will trust his wife. He will not be jealous. I will rather trust a Fleming with my butter, Parson Hugh the Welshman with my cheese, an Irishman with my aquavitae bottle, or a thief to walk my ambling gelding, than my wife with herself. Then she plots, then she ruminates, then she devises, and what they think in their hearts they may effect. They will break their hearts, but they will affect. God be praised for my jealousy. 11 o'clock the hour. I will prevent this, detect my wife, be revenged on Falstaff, and laugh at Page. I will about it. Better 3 hours too soon than a minute too late. Fie. Cuckold, cuckold, cuckold.
Oh, that's so funny.
Awesome. So that leaves Elizabeth is the only one that hasn't gone in this round. And so what we'll do is that means that one person to perform with her is going to end up going twice in this round. So we'll see who's going to perform with Elizabeth in this scene. It will be Elizabeth and Paul. Male and female, one male and female scene will be so Paul and Elizabeth. They're going to do.
Oh,
oh, you and I did that one before. Now you're going to do the same one with a different scene partner this time with Paul. So Beatrice and Benedict after the wedding and Much Ado About Nothing.
Okay.
Is it Act 4, Scene 1?
Yes, Act 4, Scene 1.
Okay. Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while? Okay.
Oh, is that what it begins with?
That's the first line, yeah.
Lady Beatrice.
Have you wept all this while?
You wept all this while. Okay, I'm almost there.
The friar talks forever. It's after the friar.
Oh, there must be a comma after Beatrice. Yeah, there's a comma after Beatrice. Okay. Lady Beatrice, have you wept all this while?
Yea, and I will weep a while longer.
I will not desire that.
You have no reason. I do it freely.
Surely I do believe your fair cousin is wronged.
Ah, how much might the man deserve of me that would right her?
Is there any way to show such friendship?
A very even way, but no such friend.
May a man do it?
It is a man's office, but not yours.
I do love nothing in the world so well as you. Is not that strange?
As strange as the thing I know not. It were as possible for me to say I love nothing so well as you, but believe me not, and yet I lie not. I confess nothing, nor deny nothing. I'm sorry for my cousin.
By my sword, Beatrice, thou lovest me?
Do not swear and eat it.
I will swear by it that you love me, and I will make him eat it that says I love not you.
Will you not eat your word?
Oh, no, with no sauce that can be devised to it. I protest, I love thee.
Why then, God forgive me.
What offense such, Beatrice?
You have stayed me in a happy hour. I was about to protest I loved you.
And do it with all thy heart.
I love you with so much of my heart that none is left to protest.
Come, bid me do anything for thee.
Kill Claudio.
Not for the wide world.
You kill me to deny it. Farewell.
Tarry, sweet Beatrice.
I am gone, though I am here. There is no love in you. Nay, I pray you, let me go.
Beatrice.
In faith, I will go.
We'll be friends first.
You dare easier be friends with me than fight with mine enemy?
Is Claudio thy enemy?
Is he not approved in the height a villain that hath slandered, scorned, dishonored my kinswoman? Oh, that I were a man! What? Hear her, bear her in hand until they come to take hands, and then, with public accusation, uncovered slander, unmitigated rancor. Oh God, that I were a man! I would eat his heart in the marketplace.
Hear me, Beatrice.
Talk with a man out a window, a proper saying.
Nay, but Beatrice.
Sweet hero, she is wronged, she is slandered, she is undone.
Eat.
Princes and counties, surely a princely testimony, a goodly confect, a sweet gallant, surely. Oh, that I were a man for his sake, or that I had any friend would be a man for my sake. But manhood is melted into courtesies, valor into compliment, and men are only turned into tongue, and trim ones too. He is now as valiant as Hercules, that only tells a lie and swears it. I cannot be a man with wishing, therefore I will die a woman with grieving.
Tarry, good Beatrice, by this hand I love thee.
Use it for my love some other way than swearing by it.
Think you in your soul the Count Claudio hath wronged Hero?
Yes, as sure as I have a thought or a soul.
Enough, I am engaged. I will challenge him. I will kiss your hand, and so I leave you. By this hand, Claudio shall render me a dear account. As you hear of me, so think of me. Go comfort your cousin. I must say she is dead, and so farewell.
Cool.
Okay, awesome. So we had a good round to this time, and I liked adding the Halloween theme. I hope you guys liked it too, even though it slowed down a little bit. But we were trying to get used to some material we weren't familiar with because it's not on the wheel. But I think it went well. And happy Halloween to all the people watching. Tomorrow I'm doing, it's Eager Beaver Shakespeare is doing the 12th night reading. It's a Zoom reading, and I'm going to stream it here. I'm getting to reprise one of my favorite roles I've ever played, Malvolio.
Malvolio! Oh my God, what a great
12:30. He's the guy that's doing it is on the East Coast, so it's 3:30 their time, 12:30 our time. So if you can tune into that, that'd be great. And Elizabeth had some other stuff she was mentioning. She said she sent out emails. If you'd like to, before we sign off, if you'd like to make a pitch for that here, or I can look at your email and I can just put in the description.
Okay, so So if you go to St. Anne's Warehouse, which is a theater in New York, the Donmar trilogy is what you want to find. And it's an all-female company led by Harriet Walter. She plays Prospero, the King in Henry IV, and Brutus in Julius Caesar. And it's an all-female company. And what they've done is they set it in a woman's prison. The Julius Caesar is one of the best I've ever seen. So, and the Henry IV, honestly, the woman who plays Falstaff is one of the best Falstaffs I've ever seen. Really, really good, clear and fun. What they do is with the Henry IV Part 1 is they take the 3 best scenes from Part 2, the banishment of Falstaff and the crown scene in the bed, and the Lady Percy scene with Lord Northumberland, and they put them into the Henry IV Part 1. So it's scenes from Part 2, and I think it's a really smart cut. So, for Shakespeare geeks,
Yeah.
but it's only streaming from last night, and it finishes I think 7:00 our time on Sunday. So, I've already seen Julius Caesar and Henry IV, so we'll watch The Tempest tonight.
So you're saying you sent an email to this group, or how did you alert us?
So Mark's email that went out, I replied all with that. I also sent it to Cherie's group.
Okay.
I included in Cherie's group for Sunday.
Okay. Yeah.
Really great.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I hope you can see 12th Night tomorrow and the thing that Elizabeth was just telling, and catch that as well. And you guys and everybody else watching, we'll see you in a week with the next round of Wheel of Shakespeare. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye now.
Bye.
Bye.